Okay, this is a short video on RPN compared to algebraic, and really why I like RPN. Basically, it's one of these sort of real world situations where you have some numbers and you're trying to figure out something from it. I was driving home a hire car, which was completely full when I picked it up, and I was about to drop it off, and I noticed that the fuel gauge, which had 10 segments on it, basically was still showing full, and I thought, goodness, I've driven quite a long way. What's going on here? Is the fuel gauge broken, or have I really only used a certain amount of the petrol in this car? So yeah, this is just kind of how I kind of work out what was going on with an RPN calculator. I sat down with Google Maps afterwards and worked out the distances. 2.4 miles to pick it up, 3 miles back and forth going to play some sports and then to work, and then I was driving back. So this is just it on the RPN. So it's 2.4 put in, 3, 2 times that, add it together, 31, 39. And there we've got the distance that I'd gone. Sometimes with RPN I can just press a little extra enter if there's a number that I want to hang on to, and it kind of keeps it on the top of the stack. But now I kind of want to work out, well, how many segments should that appear on here? Well, the car was reading I was doing 47 miles per kilogram, so if I put in 47 and hit divide, that will get me how many gallons it is. Gallons aren't very useful, but I know that 4.55 litres make up 1 gallon, so I can do 4.55 and multiply that. And there we've got how many litres I should have used since I picked up the car from the hire place, 7.59. I know it's a 50-litre fuel tank, so what proportion is that of the fuel tank? And it's 0.15 or 15%, which really should have, pushed us down at least 1 notch on the fuel gauge, if not maybe 2. So then I wonder, well, maybe the miles per gallon might be misreading. So, if we were only about to use just sort of 1/10 of this, 1 notch on the fuel gauge, that's 0.1. How many litres is that? Well, it's a 50-litre fuel tank, so that's 5 litres. How many gallons are we looking at? Divide by 4.55. And so how many miles per gallon would we have to do if we were going to get that kind of efficiency? And it's 71. I definitely wasn't doing that. So that's on the DM42. So if we go to an algebraic calculator, we kind of do a similar sort of thing. So we drove 2.4 miles plus 3 times 2 plus 31 plus 39. Right, so that's the distance I've gone. I know I need to divide that by 47 miles per gallon. Now that's going to have to be surrounded by brackets, so hit the brackets after that, but I'm going to have to rewind there, go back to the beginning, switch to insert mode, put a bracket in, go back to the other end, do divide by 47, then times it by 4.55, and then I'm going to divide it by the tank capacity, which is 50. And I'm going to get the same answer, which is about 15%. I suppose you could argue that you don't have to do it this way in algebraic. Maybe I'm being deliberately obtuse, but you can just do it like this. Do 2.4 plus 3 times 2 plus 31 plus 39 equals that. And then divide that by 47. So you've got answer divided by 47 there, and then times that by 4.55, and then divide that by 50. You'll come to the same answer. So yeah, it's slightly different ways of doing it on algebraic, and it's similar with other types of algebraic calculators. So this is another Casio calculator. 2.4 plus 3 times 2 plus 31 plus 39. If I close the brackets, I can go back again. I have to switch it to insert mode. Put the bracket back in again. Divide by 47 times by 4.55 and divide by 50. Now it's just kind of luck that I don't need to put any more brackets around these, to be honest, because I'm doing it in that order. But yeah, and then on an older RPN calculator, it's pretty much exactly the same. It's 2.43, 2 times 31, yeah, 78.4. I'm going to push this twice up onto the stack because I'm going to use that 78.4 again. Divided by 47, 4.55 times 50 divided. So 15%. I'm going to clear that, put 1 in there. 0.1 times 50, so 5 litres. 0.55 divided by that, and hit divide again, and that's the fuel efficiency I would have needed to have been doing to keep all the bars up there. Yes, I mean, basically that's sort of my take on RPN versus algebraic. I find it easier because generally when I'm doing real world problems, I have the numbers in front of me, so I like to put them onto the calculator first. So, you know, when you've got your numbers there, and then you can think about what you want to do with them once you put the numbers on. Whereas with an algebraic calculator, you do have to think, what numbers are you going to do what to and in what order before you type them in, or else there's going to be a lot of backspacing, deleting brackets, etc. With the RPN you can also, and this isn't a good example to show you because you can swap around the X and the Y register, for example. You can roll it down, so if you put them in the wrong order, you can actually switch it around quite easily. So yeah, that's why I like RPN.